everybody. Welcome back to Sarah's Table. I am really excited today because I am joined by two brand new people at the table and one of my favorite collaborators. So I get to have a table where I kind of don't know what's going to happen. And that's always very exciting to me. My name is Sarah Moore. My pronouns are she, her. Listen, today's game is kind of a departure from what I would normally be playing. As you know, this is a very lighthearted show. We do a lot of laughing. We do a lot of joy. Today's game is called Necrobiotic, and it kickstarted recently, overfunded, which is very exciting. I think they were going for something like 10,000, and I think they got 65, which is super exciting for them. And I recently got a peek at the full book, and the art is so beautiful. Like, just these gorgeous panels that you just want to like sink into. And it's dealing with this kind of strange dystopian future where everything is not super pleasant, but it, like, the art makes me want to live there, which is kind of funny. I'm going to get into the game a little bit more in a few minutes, but I do want to do our safety discussion really quickly. I think it's really important as a responsible gamer and person in the world to make sure that everybody at your table is comfortable and you know where everyone's lines and veils are. The goal of this, as you know, it is a game to be played to enjoy, and you want people to feel safe so that they will want to come back. So here on Sarah's Table, you will never find violence against children, sexual violence, or withholding food as punishment or starvation. We also stay away from all of the isms. There's no racism here. There is no homophobia. There's no transphobia. And we are going to avoid as well any romance between PCs today, just for comfort, which I don't think should be hard, as this is a one-shot and not a super long campaign. Okay. We got all the work out. Now we're going to do the fun stuff, which I hope is shenanigans with necromancers. That sounds like the most fun to me. I would love to go around my table and have everyone introduce themselves and their pronouns. And then also, let's talk about the characters that you are playing today and give us some good detail. This is a new game that people don't know. So it's not kind of the same thing. If we were playing D&D, you could say, I'm playing a rogue, and kind of everybody knows what that means, but not in this game. So let's dig into it. I'm going to start with the person to my left, and I understand that is only in the call, and that probably my editor has moved everyone around. So I just like to be confusing to you watching at home. I'm going to start with Michael.
G'day guys! Hi, my name is Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer, and it is wonderful to once again share the stage with such wonderful and amazing people. I'm a performer from Perth, Western Australia, and I specialize in TTRPGs. I have played and worked alongside some incredible talent all throughout the interspace, and I'm so looking forward to trying out Necrobiotic for the very, very first time. I'm going to be playing a character called Big Mac. Now, Big Mac is a somewhat of a truck driver. Spends most of his time, traveling across the world of Necrobiotic, which I definitely know a lot of details about. And a technophant is not just a rather heavy-handed individual, but someone who understands exactly how to handle the real machinery, power armor. That's right, a big, heavy set of muscly, very, very tough and very, very stoic armor that I drag around in my truck. Yep, that's what I'll be playing today. I have blades and harpoons and power thrusters and front batteries that flash lights at people. Hence the name Big Mac for my nickname.
I wonder.
I also got this crossbow.
Oh, and the crossbow. I wonder.
I call it Sherry.
Have you ever seen an actual truck, Big Mac, like an old Mac truck?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. As far as Mac trucks go, the closest thing I've seen is Optimus Prime.
Hey, that's great. I meant your character and not you, but
yeah.
I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen a Mack truck, and they're pretty little things, but ain't nothing to the heft of the real Mack truck.
That's fair. That's
Oh
fair.
boy.
I can't wait to see how you interact with everyone else at this party. Oh boy. All right. I'm going to scoot over to Banzai. Tell us about you.
Hello, everybody. I am Banzai Baby, she, her, and I'm going to be playing a architect, which is in this world. I am a very, very good person to have because, I know the science of constructs, part of society builders, and I know how to deal with corpses and medicine. Because in this world, you don't really die. You just live in a different form. And I'll help you be your deader self.
Oh, that feels like it's on your cable access. like you have some kind of,
I have an infomercial. But yes, my key character is going to be named Vida Loca. Just living that life. And trust me, I have very good substances for everybody.
Great.
If you need a fix, I got you.
Delightful. And I'm going to scoot over to Brandy Rose.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brandy Rose. My pronouns are they, them. I am also a performer in the TTRPG space and outside of it, as well as a voice actor, game designer, and writer. And I've worked with some of the people, including the people that made this amazing game. So I'm really, really excited to be playing Poppy. Cute little name. New. I haven't done a flower name in a while, so we'll see what kind of vibe I get from Poppy as we play. But I'm playing a technosophist. Did take me a few tries to say that correctly in my head, and it came out good.
Yeah.
So basically, I am a student of lost techniques and sciences, and part of the Free Technosophical Society, which absolutely does not sound culty at all.
No, not at all.
Nope. Not at all. And I know all sorts of old dead languages like Python. And I'm obsessed with all of this old age technology. I like driving old age vehicles. I can pilot old age drones, and I can pretty much get most things working. So I'm like our little, I don't know why I have this aggressive image in my head of Wally.
Yeah.
But if Wally were a person, that is, I think, Poppy.
I love it.
I wouldn't put it past Poppy to occasionally make the odd robot noise, because what really communicates panic better than R2-D2? So
absolutely.
I think after a really long time, I think somebody like Poppy would occasionally forget how long it's been since they've seen another human being. Maybe a little bit too long in between. And, machines beep at you. And it's kind of like with cats, where if it makes a noise at you, you make a noise
Make it
back.
Mm-hmm.
And you forget that other people can hear you. And then it's been 20 minutes of back and forth with this robot cat, which is probably a choo-choo pet or something that they found lying around. So yeah.
Love it. And you are all people. Just as a quick reminder, you are not augmented. You are not a necrobiotic. You have not come back as a construct. You are humans. And there's truthfully not a lot of you left. It's not looking good for humanity, but this is one of the reasons why humanity is really clings to trying to save everyone, because we're just losing it. And with that in mind, I'm going to do a quick intro into the world. I'm going to actually read an excerpt from the book. The world as we know it is long gone. We all expected a nuclear war, an epidemic, or even an apocalypse to be the end of us, but they never came. Rather, for reasons still uncertain, our population shrank. Suddenly, fewer and fewer births, paired with higher and higher death rates, brought our population to its knees. No simple answer to our population decay. We simply began to shrink. The decay started around 2020, and in less than 30 years, we lost centuries of growth. No more civilization, no more transportation, no more cell phones, just darkness. Survivors formed communities, barricading themselves behind the walls of makeshift fortresses. Outside, the land is reclaimed by nature. Mankind fell to an apocalypse of harmless and quiet ruin, not with a bang, but with a whimper. In the end, the dead that come back to haunt us were of our own creation. So while this was happening, one of the things that happened in this particular alternative timeline is that one of the largest population of folk ended up in Florence, and there were some pretty brilliant scientists there, led by a person called Elisabetta Gori, a biologist, and she teamed up with a bunch of scientists, and they found a way to take the corpses of people who had died and reanimate them to make them into autonomous working machines. And these are called constructs. So the people who make them were called builders. And as they continued to go on, they started getting less and less human looking. More of them got replaced by pieces of machines. And it's gotten to the point where people don't even attempt to bury their dead anymore. And instead, it's literally just like we see them as a public resource. So when someone dies, they just put them out and are collected. It's very Monty Python, Bring Out Your Dead, but they're going to be using it. They're going to be using it as, it's just looked at like we can recycle this can. We can also recycle this human. And the constructs since then, so it's been about 30 years, are literally everywhere. This is the backbone of society. You have them doing every kind of job that you can imagine. And sometimes that goes wrong for everyone. So we're going to see how it did it. First of all, this is a diceless game because instead we use a deck of cards. You need a full deck of cards with one joker. All of my players have a deck of cards. I believe you are all using digital decks.
Yep.
I'm using a real one.
Oh,
Digital.
Sepper deck. Using a real deck of cards. The players are the only ones that draw cards. The GM or machinist, as they are called, we do not draw any cards, but I have them because I just like cards. Also, this is from the Oz.
Shiny.
It's from the Oz 5e edition, and they're just beautiful. So I have them for me. Each of the different suits correspond to different things on our character sheet. The hearts are the flesh, which is exactly what it sounds. You use your flesh to influence social things. So etiquette, subterfuge, persuasion, interpreting social cues, because those are the things that are much more a part of the fleshed individuals as opposed to the constructs. Constructs are machines. They don't have that kind of social interaction. Diamonds are steel, which includes everything related to the character's body. So health, strength, speed, endurance, any kind of feats of strength, definitely in the diamonds. Clubs are your steam, which is anything related to mental sphere, intelligence, attention, coordination, steam because it's like your computer brain. And then spades is your gear, which includes everything that makes your character unique and special. So if you consider yourself in the sphere of like what makes a construct, your individual gears is what it's referring to. So the way to get a success, if anything is contested, is you're going to play cards. Each character starts the start of their round, start of the game, with 6 cards in their hand, drawn at random. Does everybody want to draw their cards?
Yeah. Can we look at them?
You may look at them.
Oh.
Absolutely. In order to get a success, there are 2 ways of getting a success. You can have a success of numerical success, or you can have a suit success. So let's say you are attempting to do something like you are trying to fool somebody that you are talking to. You're trying to deceive them. We're going to try to do a hearts success. You have to have at least 8 on your card to succeed. But in my hand, showing you my hand, I do not have an 8 of hearts. But I do have a 9 of spades. This will count as 1 success. This is a numerical success. If I was able to have an 8 of hearts, it would count as 2 successes because it is what I specified for the skill. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
We need at least an 8. You also have the opportunity to have more successes that you can use to influence the story. If you are using a skilled, like you have the skill on your character sheet specifically, there are a couple next to each like asset. You can play 2 cards and you can add them together. And you can, if they are in increments of 8, then you can get more successes for every increment of 8.
Nice.
But you are going to have to replenish your hand at some point. You have to say you are resting, you have to take a rest in order to replenish your hand. Or you may blind draw from your deck and just hope that it will be something useful.
Ooh.
Especially during combat, that could be pretty wild.
Oh, God. Yeah.
This is a one shot. We should all just do
Just
combat.
do it.
blind.
Just do it blind.
Yep, that's it.
Do it
It's blind combat. Let's do it.
Blind combat.
There are also face cards, and they're called out on your character sheet. But jacks represent your knowledge and experience, and queens represent your innate ability. And those count as successes when you play them. And if you are, if you end up playing it in the proper suit, it is double success. Kings, interestingly, represent your flaws and shortcomings. And you may play it, but it will cause complications when you play it. But again, cool. This is a one shot. So if you are interested in just throwing out bonkers stuff, I'm for it. All right. All right, let's do it. Let's just do it.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
Typing in.
I'm just going to pull up the consequences section. So I just have it up.
Good vote of faith there.
Yeah, just
consequences.
I'm just saying. The first thing that I would like us to do as a group is decide how the 3 of you know each other. And because we are just meeting these characters for the first time, and because you are just meeting these characters for the first time, as the fact that, we decided what they were in the tech call prior to coming into this, I want to give you guys a little bit of time to chat with each other and establish the relationships between you without the mechanics of the cards getting in the way. So Where do you think you would all meet?
You know, we could. Oh no, go ahead. You had an idea?
Oh no, well, okay. So on the Technofend, because I drive I drive around in a big techno-powered armor suit. It says that I got this from a division of the Florence army.
Okay.
So if we didn't want to be part of the military, I could be kind of like one of those like AWOL deserter kind of sorts and have stolen a souvenir from the army. If we kind of wanted to go that kind of like renegade, like a bunch of rogues, like kind of out in the wilds doing our own thing. It also gives me a good reason to not just never take off my armor, you know what I mean? Like, otherwise it's like, yeah, cool, I'm just gonna rock around in this thing, indefinitely. And I think what would be kind of cool is if Mac was very much like not necessarily like a protector kind of sort, but he just kind of likes getting into scraps. And when you're out and not supported by, say, the military, and you don't always find yourself surrounded by guards, I think maybe having your characters sort of see Mac as like this guy is not allied to anyone. He's super intimidating just at the offset. It makes life easy outside the walls when dealing with people. So it's kind of like a quid pro quo thing. You help him become more approachable for resources, and he makes sure the people that you don't want to approach stay as far away as possible, I think.
Interesting.
As the technosophist who's affiliated somehow with the Free Technosophical Society, or at least was with them now, who knows where Poppy is. Poppy's probably maybe somebody that you picked up along the way recently who has just been helping repair your suit and enhance it with whatever like older age tech that either they had lying around already or that you guys come across. And then that can also fit into this symbiotic relationship of like, I am much more approachable maybe than a mecha suit. Although I think that'll fall apart pretty quickly once somebody talks to Poppy and realizes that this is as enthusiastic as they can sound.
How young is Poppy?
I was thinking, I feel like this is a 19-year-old. I feel like this is a baby. So I'm going to make Poppy a baby. I haven't played somebody that young in a really long time. So
Poppy is Aubrey Plaza from Parks and Rec.
You know what? Yes. I get compared to Aubrey Plaza so much. It's ridiculous. It's so flattering.
Compared to worse, like for sure.
I wish. It's great. Between that and Daria, like that is the two. That's great. I love being in this little Venn diagram of like people who sound like they really don't want to be here.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm thinking Poppy is a little fresh-faced, doe-eyed, dead-voiced 19-year-old.
Love it. And how old is Mac?
Mac's definitely pushing like mid 40s. I reckon. Definitely got a few years under
We're the
him.
duo from Up.
You are.
Oh. Can I be of any assistance today to you, sir?
Oh.
Lies.
I don't have a house, so I'm just going to slam my trunk.
Slam the old trunk. All right, and what about Vita?
I feel like with this group, like you probably have, you're more of an independent group, so you probably have a fixer that comes in and like throws people together. And let's just say that Vita doesn't kind of act like a normal human being. They have weird hobbies, right? Weird hobbies. So it's just kind of like went on a job with you and just kind of stuck, not understanding some social cues or something like, all right, these people are pretty good. They didn't punch me in the face immediately. So, and so that I think that Avita just kind of just glomped on, and is kind of like a little off. Maybe like comes like, oh, do you want to use this lotion? It's really good for your skin. Because it's really dry. And stuff like that. So I feel like
you're creepers is what you are.
Yeah, this is like the most raggedy. This is the most raggedy bunch of people. It's basically we are all people that like we are not good at making friends.
No,
so we became friends, even though none of us has any idea what that's supposed to look like. But it works because you can't freak out Poppy. Like you could come up to Poppy's face, be this close, be like, "You want some lotion?" And Poppy be like, "No, but thank you," and then just continue on as if that wasn't insanely creepy. And therefore, you can just stay and chill and be yourself.
Man,
but yes. This is the oddball group.
This is the misfits.
I feel like every time Max sort of left Vita to their own devices, they've almost died.
Oh
and
no!
So it's been a case of Max like, all right, now listen here. For the last time, I'm telling you, for all the powers that be, just stay put. And then I go to leave, and then suddenly I hear motorbikes of like these bandits sort of roving in, just going, "Consarn it." And then turn around and have to save you.
Can't go.
As you've been kidnapped by bandits and just.
You can't get rid of us if you tried.
It's true, and you do keep trying. I think
I definitely keep trying.
I mean, having a dead voiced 19-year-old that just kind of, I think, just decided to be there and be like, "You're not good enough at fixing this for me to be able to walk away from you and sleep at night. So I have to stay with you to keep doing maintenance on your suit and on this and improving it in my own ways." And then you just ended up with the pet 19-year-old. And then we came across Vita and we got a mascot and here we are.
I feel like this is a situation where like sometimes Mac will wake up and Poppy will be working on a part of his suit while he's like in it.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, exactly.
You have woken up to like a soldering gun imminently in front of your face.
I'm also imagining Mac has these moments of like, doing the very masculine thing of like, it's like, what are you doing there? It's calibrated just to, actually, you know what? That's way better. Just like,
yeah, I know.
Not realizing he's going, just.
It's like you wake up, soldering gun, don't move. This was working fine. Go back to sleep.
I'm busy. Knock it off.
The lens doesn't have any eyelids. I have to stare at you with that.
Well, you'll live.
This is great. Probably. Probably live.
You'll probably live.
Yeah, I mean, you will live.
Oh my god!
You will live.
I'll make sure your heart keeps going. That's great. I know how to make.
Can I change how old my character is? I feel like his heart wouldn't let him live to this age.
Oh, is that so? This is like what Mac wakes up to every morning. He's like the Poppy's working on them, and then in like the shadows in the background, it's just like Vita watching. Like, ooh. What's going on? It looks cool.
Is my necromancy going to come into effect today?
Do I get to do it?
Get away from me, you consarned vultures!
That's it. That's that.
I love it.
I think as a joke, you've said that so many times that like if somebody wants to know what our group name is, immediately Mac would be like, "We don't have one." Be like, "The Vultures." We're vultures.
Yep. That's terrifying. Yep.
Yes.
So, are you outside Florence?
I mean,
are you like out in the wilds? Because that's a bonkers choice. I'm here for it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably in like an abandoned house, like the one behind Mac. Because it's just we'll probably just squat in different places until we can get to like nicer places, and then we go back to squatting in different places.
I'm not gonna lie, I've read the Quick Start Guide, which by the way is absolutely amazing, and if you do get a chance to seriously pick it up from the Kickstarter page, it'll
be listed in the description of the YouTube video when this posts to YouTube tomorrow. So it'll be you'll be able to click on it.
Click the link. Click the link. And I decided that I was going to read a little bit about the world and like kind of like get my headspace in there. But naturally, the anarchist in me said, "I'm not reading this in order. Which of these?" And then I read Outside the Wall, and I was like, "That sounds like the Aussie thing to do." No one puts Dag in a box.
No one puts them in a box, even though the box is safety and your fellow humans.
The box has regulations that
it
we have
does
to follow, and
There's probably has AC though, and that sounds nice.
That does sound nice.
True, but it's much harder to murder inside those areas.
Is Mac interested in murdering folk? Is that
I need resources?
Mac might not, but Dag really wants to like pull.
Vita's
someone
a
apart
touch
with a giant
unhinged.
Yes,
just a touch.
Yes. No one questions what happens to cannibals outside the wall.
Woof. Wow. All right. No, this game is taking a turn I wasn't expecting.
Look.
And that's totally fine. I'm here for it. Let's do this. Let's be this little pod of chaos operating outside the walls. Okay.
Well,
It's
Poppy
like we're
doesn't
not
know.
bad
It doesn't
people, but
hurt
we're
them.
yeah.
Okay. Here's the deal, friends. Outside the walls, you have a lot less resources. So once a month, I'm going to say a month because probably Mac is good at rationing, whereas I don't think either of the other two of them are. Feels
I can
like
eat anything.
Yeah, no, yeah. So I think once a month you have to go into Florence to resupply with things. You have to get basic necessities. You don't have any constructs with you, correct?
Mm-hmm.
No. So no constructs, which means that all of the things that they take care of, you have to do yourself. And that means that like tools are going to break down because you don't have somebody taking care of it. I think probably, it doesn't seem like something that you're expecting, but you're a little like Little House on the Prairie meets Necrobiotic, which I'm sure is exactly what they were all thinking when they made this game.
We are the Swiss Family Robinson.
You are the Swiss Family Robinson, which means that like any tools that you are not able to make yourself, some things like are just not going to work as well if you are making them out of fallen tree branches than if you are going to go in and get something that can be manufactured. So you have a list of tools that you need to get this month. You wouldn't mind supplementing your food stash. There's some that you can forage and things, but like you can't forage for everything. And so you're going to have to get some things set up. And it is coming up on that date. You are supposed to go in tomorrow. Technically, I'm going to say you probably should have gone in yesterday, but you allowed yourself to be talked into staying by Vita, who was trying to finish a project. And so you are completely out of your supplies. And it's pretty early in the morning. I would imagine, Mac, you're probably up already, yeah?
Yeah, definitely already up. Probably, given that our little home on the prairie is like out in the wild, probably checking the perimeter fences, making sure that they're all, kind of like still up, all the little early warning sign alarms. You can see like there's this barbed wire trip line where if you sort of hit on it, it kind of like rings these like broken down cans and other bits of scrap to make noise. Just kind of making sure no one sabotaged it during the night. So doing the big walk around.
Great. Listen, on your walk around, you discover a section of your fence that is just fully disabled.
So when you see Mac's kind of like this big, broad, very, very sort of, kind of like the typical like Farmer Joe kind of character, big, like kind of worn down hat, worn over his brow, which he takes off and he wipes the sweat from his forehead as he sees this kind of break in. First thing he does is he shoots a gaze around, making sure that there's no ambush waiting for him as he approaches the cut lines. First thing he does is he looks at the dirt and the soil and sees if he can identify any tracks, see if who's kind of passed through this area recently.
Okay. I'm gonna have this be a play. So we are going to be testing your steam, which is and specifically your perception. Are you trained in perception?
I am not, no.
Okay, so we need obviously we'll need at least one success here, which means you need at least an 8 in either an 8 in clubs, which would give you 2 successes, or just an 8 of any suit, which would give you 1.
Okay. Let's see. I do not have an 8 of clubs. I have a 10 of hearts.
Great.
On that.
That counts as a numerical success.
Mm-hmm.
The tracks, this is not done by a criminal mastermind. The tracks are sort of frantic, and one side of the foot is it's kind of like it's more dragging than a regular gait. They are definitely human-sized footprints, and they lead out to your woodshed.
You watch as Max sort of stands up and puts his hat back on his head. He kind of spits on the dried dirt, and says, "Hey Vita, you in the shed?"
Are you, Vita?
Huh? Too early. What the heck is going on? What? And go up to what? And I look out one of the little video. What are you going on about? The heck no. What?
Looking
Did you
over
find
from
something cool to play with?
No, there's a hole in the fence. I'm just wondering, you were up last night? You tampering with the
Yes.
fences?
No, I was tampering with something, but not the fences.
We'll come back to that. Poppy!
What?
There's a hole in the fence. You weren't out and about last night?
Poppy's gonna kind of walk out a little bit, look at the fence, look at Mac, look at Vita.
We both look at Vita.
Is Vita asleep again?
No. Why would I put a hole in anyway? No.
All right. Go get your gear. Think someone might have made their way into the woodshed. Hopefully they just grabbed what they could and got out of here, but in case we still got company, we better make them breakfast.
Knuckle sandwich.
Yep.
Got it.
You were this close to getting out. Why would we make them breakfast? Okay. But Poppy doesn't ask these questions anymore because Poppy has just been there's too many questions. Okay. Poppy's not much of a fighter, but I sure do have heavy things. So one of the things that it says the I could have and stuff like that is little radio, a little transistor radio. So I have that in my hands. It's basically a brick. So
Nice.
I'm ready.
Nice.
Okay. Are you opening the door, or what's the approach?
Mac goes over to one of the nearby sort of hanging racks. He leans into the window that Vita was in. Is Vita still asleep? I'm gonna you know how you know how when your roommate's asleep, you sort of smack him on the foot we got work to do.
What?
Come on, get up. There's work to do at the woodshed. And I'm gonna reach across to the table with his long hairy arm and pull out a crossbow with the name Sherry kind of written on the side of it. And make my way over to the woodshed. The way I'm gonna open it is I'm gonna open it with the sort of end of the crossbow. To kind of force it open and just sort of this is where you can kind of see Max like former military training kind of coming in, like how he's checking rooms. He doesn't just go straight in; he's just opening the door and checking it before he goes
Okay,
in.
so the way that initiative works in this game is if the PCs are aware of the threat at the beginning of combat, then they go first. And if it is sprung upon them and they are not aware, they do not go first. And then after the initial round, if we make it past a first round, I don't know, Max seems like he's about to take care of some business. But after the initial round, it'll just alternate back and forth. So it'll go, because you are aware, it'll be PCs and then enemy. And we'll just keep doing that until we have figured it out. Okay. So you sort of creak the door open. You have been meaning to oil that hinge so it doesn't creak, but things are in short supply, and so it's still pretty creaky. So it creaks open, and no light inside. It's pretty quiet, and then a human figure launches out at you, Mac. You get to go first.
Do I have more of a description, or is it just some humanoid shape?
Very fast. It's a person. They have something that looks heavy in their hand. They are coming at you aggressively.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna start by trying to use the crossbow to fire a round into his knee, preferably whichever knee is coming at me first, so that he doesn't have the support when he takes his next step.
Okay, so you are specifically calling out that you are not wanting to immediately kill him. You're looking to disable.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that to me seems like it would be a steal check.
Ooh.
Do you have? Feels like you have combat.
I do have training in combat. Yes.
All right. So we're looking for an 8 or above in diamonds. And because you are trained in it, you can play 2 cards.
Okay. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Actually, that is super what I wanted. I have a king of diamonds.
Oh. Tell me about your king. This is your gear, the thing that makes you special and unique. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a king.
No, it is.
That means it's your complication.
Your bad thing.
It is. Oh, it's a bad thing. Oh no.
You can still use it and it will count as a success, but there will be complications.
Well, the other thing is a 3, so I don't want to use that. Okay, so it is I bear a conspicuous scar of a death averted at the last second with makeshift treatments. It's always visible and quite revolting, paining, and sometimes even painful. So I'm gonna go with a bullet wound to my own knee. It's kind of almost like a phantom pain as I shoot this guy in the knee. There's like this flashback scene where Mac is in his metal armor. He's like kind of power armoring his way through like these hordes of like these feral constructs and stuff. He's side by side with a bunch of other soldiers from Florence as he's like firing his rounds and attacking them when one of them sort of sinks this like nasty metal claw into his knees. A very, very young Mac kind of goes down, and then his time in the hospital, there's like a nurse who tells him that he'll never pilot a power armor again, and we see now Mac back in the woodshed taking that shot, and as the bullet goes in, that phantom pain just shoots straight up that same leg.
Woof. Okay, I'm gonna give you the consequence of that is that I'm gonna give you a trauma on your steel asset.
Okay.
The first trauma on your stat doesn't have any effect on your abilities. It's a narrative cue. I think that was awesome for you to be able to use it as like, give us a little bit more of your background. Now, if you end up with a second trauma on that stat, it's gonna be, there will be mechanical penalties to it. So I can't wait to give everybody so much trauma.
Yay.
Yay,
Yay, trauma.
Okay, so which of my PCs is next?
Oh boy, I think it's me.
Okay, go Poppy, go.
Oh boy. This thing has jumped out. This person has jumped out. They're shot in me. I'm not trying to knock them out because if you have unconscious people, you can't ask them questions. And
That's
frankly, I don't think we should have unconscious people around Vita because I adore Vita and I'd like to continue being able to look at Vita without crying. So, like fear. So, I'm thinking in this again, this is a nerd. It's just a really not supposed to be rough and tumble life person. This is just the world we're in. So with frankly, you know how like baby lions will like "Rah!" at their parents and their parent will be like, ooh. That's about the like level of like battle cry that Poppy has, which is mostly like and thwack with my radio brick to the like neck. It's not supposed to injure really so much as like stun. It's kind of like you punch somebody in the throat. They're like, okay.
Right.
So that's the reaction I'd like to elicit is that they're just like, okay. So just whack them into submission.
Whack them into submission. Okay.
Yes.
Before I have you play your cards, Mac, apologies. I was so excited about giving you a trauma. I forgot to ask how much does your crossbow do damage wise?
I was just looking that up. It says here, I'm going to do this in my best Pokedex voice. A classic weapon, easy to use and repair. Its sleek design keeps it light, also delivering a penetrating power. 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay.
That's
and
a
then
really good
also
Pokedex voice.
you had 2 successes with that. The first one has to be just for success. And because you called your shot, I'm going to say that the second success is for accuracy. So that you were able to actually hit the knee that you were aiming for instead of, okay. So now this is.
I love that in my inventory, I have a radio scanner with which I just thwacked this person, but I just realized that I have a stun. I have an air stunner, but okay. I was, it's early. I was woken up.
Sometimes you just got to brick someone.
Sometimes you just gotta
bludgeon.
Gotta bludgeon. So, all right.
Sewing character.
This is definitely a steal because it is combat, even though you are just trying to stun. Are you trained in combat? Probably not.
No.
Okay.
No.
You may play 1 card. We are looking for an 8 or above. In diamonds would give you extra successes, but any suit will give you a success.
I have a 9 diamonds.
Great. That gives you 2 successes.
Nice.
So the first one, I'm going to say the first one has to be in order to do the thing that you are trying to do. So that will do, you're just thwacking him. So that's only going to be one damage to him. Now you have a couple of options for your second success. You can prolong the effect over time. You can do your accuracy where you would have a very specific or precise effect. You can extend the effect to a greater range or more targets. So like you could potentially like say that the way that you held it hit him in more spots. Or you can eliminate a consequence, although you have not gotten any yet. So do you have something specific or do you want it to like last longer?
I think lasting longer is good because the effect of it was supposed to stun. So I'm thinking what I've done is I thwacked and I managed to hit like in this spot here where it like is both like an uppercut and like a throat punch.
Oof.
So this person would be immediately like backing off like, okay.
Oh man.
Got shot in the knee, got smacked in the throat, got kind of punched in the face. Is that a radio?
Yeah.
The confusion of it all is a bit much. It's probably early for them also.
It is
because it's
the same site. It's the same time as it is for y'all. Yeah, it's he's having a rough morning. He rung his bell. He's a little stunned at this moment. And you stunned him just in time for Vita to do something.
Actually, I was gonna do something a little bit different than for the PC. I saw Mac go down, and Mac is our wall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm squishy. Poppy's squishy.
That's true.
Mac is not squishy. So I'm sure that we all recognize, we've been with Mac long enough that we recognize when something is really bad happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and go in really quick with my advanced medicine skill and just remove trauma.
Remove a trauma.
Yeah.
Okay, so that feels like
acupuncture.
a gear for you, yeah?
Yes, that's a gear skill.
Okay, so you have...
And I will use my queen as this club.
Oh,
I have a queen. That's the only one that I have for this gear skill. So I'm going to use it. But it's an iron stomach. So let's just say that I am very good at knowing that this is a joint pain that the Mac gets. And I'm just going to go in really quick and just a 1-2 punch on that knee. And it's going to sound real gross.
It's like when somebody is like resetting a dislocated shoulder.
Yes. It's going to sound real gross, but I got it. I'm used to it. I popped that knee joint right back into place.
Oh, gross.
It's great.
God darn it, Vita. Give a guy a warning next time.
If actually, you know then it'll hurt more.
She's not wrong.
Hey, she's not wrong. Oh.
All right, so actually, you can remove your trauma from your seal.
Actually, you know what? That actually does kind of feel a little bit better. Thank you, Vita.
And now it would
never help me, Vita.
Please don't help me.
just let me die.
No, it's just be very quick. It's very quick. It just doesn't sound right.
It would be the enemy's turn right now, but he is stunned. And so we're back around to the top. Now you have the opportunity to, because it's PCs first, you have the opportunity to adjust the order that the three of you are going in, or is Mac just going in?
I think because Poppy's jumped in and sort of knocked him in the throat, I think Mac could kind of see what Poppy does before he rushes in too headstrong.
Well,
awesome.
I have my radio ready to go. And there's more where that came from. And I think since this person is stunned and has been shot at and smacked, Poppy, so I would just kind of give him like the kick with my foot, preferably not where he was injured, but like not too far from it. What are you doing in our shed?
Okay, this is definitely a flesh. Now, are you trained in any of
Let me see
them? Because it could go a couple of different ways depending on how you were doing it.
Well, I did say that I was a weird little loner. So no, I was not trained in any of the flesh.
Okay,
none.
So we just need an 8 of hearts or above, or just
I do have an 8 of hearts.
Oh,
I have an 8 of hearts. I have a question. If I have a joker, what does that do?
Ooh.
Because I pulled one when I replenished my deck from the last card that I used.
Oh, you weren't supposed to replenish.
Oh, oops. Well, then ignore it.
We'll just wait.
But yeah, I saw it and I was like, I do not remember what that's for.
Yeah, we'll totally get over to it.
I do have an 8 of hearts from my original deck.
Awesome. We are still in combat, so we can't replenish yet because no one has rested.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so you're going to use your 8 of hearts, which is surprisingly effective. You have 2 successes. And so what, like, are you trying to intimidate him? Are you trying, like, what's your approach?
Yeah, I'm like 19. I don't think I'm intimidating anybody, but I did just clock him with my radio. So I think whatever tiny bit of intimidation is there, it's like a crumb, like an afterthought. Mostly I'm trying to figure out if this person is going to attack us and why they are in our shed.
Okay.
Which was clearly fenced off. So like
clearly fenced off.
Why?
Okay. So I'm going to say that Poppy has taken you out of combat because she's brought him over enough onto your side, at least to talk, where he is not an immediate threat. He is still holding a makeshift club. He still has a weapon, but he has backed off and is not brandishing it the same way that he was when you entered. And he puts himself into a protective stance. You shot his knee. He's not having the best time. So he is sort of sheltering a little bit, and he still has his club. And he says, I was just really hungry, and I'm trying to get away. There's some constructs that are supposed to bring me back, and I was trying to I needed to get out of the city, and this looked like a pretty safe place. You have nice things to defense, and
Poppy feels bad for clocking this person in the throat.
Well, you all want to be putting that weapon down, son.
Well, you did shoot me, and you still are holding the guns at my face, and I'm not terribly.
That's why I'm going to keep making the demands.
Right.
You're the ones who broke into my place.
So maybe everybody points their things somewhere else. Although, realistically, you have a club, so he could put the gun down, pick it back up, and shoot you before you could do anything with that. So you might as well just put it down.
Not super making me feel better, but okay.
I mean, I did more damage with this radio than you've done with that club. I think you should just accept your lot here.
Okay. Puts the club on the ground and sort of curls up around.
Poppy puts the radio on the ground also.
So nice. Thank you.
Mac sort of doesn't put down the crossbow, but kind of points it at the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "You said you were being tracked by constructs? How far did they get you?"
I was a little ways outside the wall the last time I saw them. I feel I maybe lost them, but I don't know.
Feel you lost them? At this point, Mac, almost in kind of a quite a kind of panicked look, turns his attention out to the beyond the fence, especially on that side, is this large rolling field of just burnt out corn. Once upon a time in ages gone past, this would have been the farming area, like a wheat belt, or corn husks and things like that. But now just these very, very thin, gray, blackened, tall pieces of vegetation stretch out almost as far as the eye can see, with this rusted, derelict tractor kind of half buried in the sand, a broken down farmhouse from a neighboring plot. Max just casting his gaze over this landscape to see if there's any motion of the harvest or anything like that.
I'm gonna make you do a steam check.
I don't want to. I'm not good at this.
But you have to. It's the game.
I don't have any cards. Can I quickly catch my breath? Just a quick little. Come on.
I mean, okay, here's the deal. You can, but then you don't get to do anything.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right.
But because I called for a check, you have to play something.
Okay. So I do have a 2 of clubs for the Steam. So, okay. But I obviously don't have enough for the value.
All right. Okay. Well, that has been used up. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. There is one more option that I should have given you. It's called Push the Limit. You may discard a card from your hand, draw the top card of your deck, and use that card.
Ooh, blind. It's a blind grab.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna get rid of my 2 of rams.
Okay, of rams. That's okay. I call them puppy feet. That's how I can remember them.
Nice.
I'm always like, it's something.
Oh no, sorry. That's my bad. Actually, I'm using a deck from a game that I also play called Through the Breach.
Oh, nice.
And
Through the breach.
It's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just yeah. So 2 of hearts. I mean, which I'm then going to flip, and I get a 7 of spades.
Oh man, so close.
Oof.
Right. So that one's still used up.
Yep.
And you, perhaps it's sort of lingering from what was going on. Perhaps you're having a touch of panic because, constructs when they have been given a task will just do that task or continue to try to do that task until they are disabled, which is very scary because they don't get tired and they do not rest. They just do their thing forever. So that if these constructs are out there, that they are still coming, but like it's affecting your brain a little bit, and you're doing the thing where when you have heightened emotions that you're seeing movement everywhere, but you're not able to figure out what it is or if it's actually happening.
Vita's gonna go ahead and ask this person, like, all right, so you have a bunch of constructs coming after you. What did you do? Who did you piss off?
My
Mm-hmm.
father wants me. It's so dumb. It's going to sound so dumb, but my father wants me to marry someone and, try to carry on the human race or whatever. And I just don't love them. And I just tried to leave. I tried to just go. I didn't want to be trapped in that. And I tried to leave, and they sent a construct after me, brought me back, and I left again. And so they sent more constructs after me.
And
Father,
your
no, even
dumbass
if-
idea was to run away from a proposed marriage by going outside the walls and seeing if you could hold on
Find me in the wall. It's easy to find me in the walls.
with a goddamn stick.
It's a big stick.
I'm going to
Big.
err on the side of caution. I'm gonna go into the woodshed,
Mhm.
and I'm actually gonna close the door and just lock it for the time being and try to catch my breath.
Oh, you're going in by yourself to the. Oh, okay.
Isn't that where we are? We are. In
Yeah,
the
everybody's
woodshed?
in the woodshed. Yeah, you had
Oh,
stepped
we're
out.
in the
Oh,
woodshed.
Yeah, because he was
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
woodshed,
yeah.
and yeah.
So you've locked
Yeah,
all of us in. The
Everybody's
woodshed.
now locked in the woodshed.
Yeah, but it's locked on the inside. We're in with the thing, and it's a precaution. It's just
Mac, I don't think we need to intimidate this person. They're already telling us what we wanted to know. You don't need to lock the door.
you can see that
Right.
you see Mac's eye line hasn't left the door, but he's trying to just catch as much of his breath as he can. He's definitely not the soldier he was when he was younger. But the look is less concerned about this guy and more concerned about the robots who might mistake, other people as being in the way. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Okay.
I really liked this place.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of shuffle a little bit closer. I'm guessing you don't want to bleed to death. So would you allow me to just kind of like stop the oozing?
Are you gonna do it the same way that you did to the big guy? Because he,
Oh, Vita's
It's gonna feel
like
better.
the best. Don't touch me, but Vita's the best.
yeah, okay. This is a Healy kind of situation. So the opportunity. So you have a couple of options. If you are using something with your gear, which is like your specialty, you could use that. Or I would say it's probably a dexterity situation. So it would be
okay.
steam.
Could I use 2 cards at once to equal +8? Is that how that works? Or is it only
Are you trained in dexterity?
Yes, I have dexterity.
Then yes, you can. You may
I can use two. I have a 5 of clovers and a 3 of clovers, which math means 8.
It does mean 8. And it also is the correct suit, which means that you have 2 successes instead of just 1. So we can heal him. And then you also have an opportunity to spend your extra success in a different way. I would like to make a suggestion to eliminate a consequence that he has taken. So you're healing his hit points, and you're also like returning his, you're sort of getting rid of his injury entirely. Yeah. Is that all right? Does that sound good? Or do you want to use it for something else?
No, that sounds good.
Awesome.
We'll just patch him all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually is very nice. Thank you. This feels a lot better. I like kind of feel better than when I came in here.
See, if you just don't ask questions, it'll be all right.
You're very
you get
off-putting.
used to that.
It's fine. If they don't disapprove the product, then it's approved, right?
Yep, sure is. So, what was your big game plan for how did you see this morning playing out?
I was just going to try to get honest. I just feel bad saying it. I was just going to try to steal some supplies and some food and then move on and hopefully have you never see me.
Oh, well, that was never going to happen. So don't feel too bad.
Okay.
Maybe we should move this party into the house where we have more supplies. I left my taser where I was sleeping, so we should probably hunker down in there rather than in this tiny woodshed where we have a very small field of control.
Okay.
Can I catch my breath before we head out?
Yeah, during that conversation, if you would like, we are not in a combat situation. You all can just like take a moment and catch your breath, which means you can replenish your hand.
Okay.
Oop. Oh no.
Right, I'm feeling more confident now.
I heard an oh no.
I'm less confident.
I have to do math. It's fine.
Oh Lord. Clover and club is the same thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, my mistake. You don't get to replenish fully. You get 1 back.
Oh God.
Okay, buy
Okay.
a card.
Bye. I'll put this as a other side of things that I'm gonna have to take from. So, all right.
You can discard and then draw, right?
Discard and then draw. What? Hold on. We're all learning together.
We're learning.
We're learning.
Let me go back to my reference sheet. We are not doing a full rest, which would mean you would get to draw back up. Catch your breath. This is going to take 5 minutes of in-game time, which means that whatever is happening outside this woodshed will progress 5 minutes. Just so everybody is cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
You
cool
must yeah, we're gonna have to be. You must discard a single card from your hand originally, and then you draw until your hand is refilled. So I guess you are back up to 6. I am.
So we discard though.
But you must get rid of one of them first.
Okay.
Now, hypothetically, what happens if your hand is empty and you try to catch your breath? Are you just unable to?
There is not anything in there, but I would adjudicate that as instead of drawing 6 because of the consequence of having to discard one, I would say that you would just draw 1 less. That's how I would handle it at my table. I'm not sure, but I'm reasonably confident that is a situation where it has probably come up in the past, and so they probably have something more detailed in the actual main book. But
it was just a theory question. Obviously, if I'm throwing out a ton of checks, I was just kind of like, oh, should I always keep 1 spare? Which I will. Okay. I'll agree. I think we should definitely head back to the house, or at least get a move on. I don't think it's smart to keep. Sorry, we didn't catch your name, did we?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's Anson.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Greenhorn. All right, now listen here, Greenhorn. If you want to survive out here, then you need to know 3 things. Number 1, you don't go into another man's woodshed without his permission.
Right, that's
Number
fair.
2, you can't trust a construct as far as you can throw one.
I can't really throw it at all. I'm not very strong. So,
And number 3, if you're looking for food, you don't go into a woodshed.
right.
Thought I was
Alright.
your greenhorn.
You're also a greenhorn. But as it would have it, you are pretty handy with a torque wrench, so you've upgraded. Now I call you Poppy.
You've earned your own name. So nice.
That's like unexpectedly touching and way more emotion than Poppy expected to feel. So you do not get smacked.
Oh, wow.
Which was about to happen. So, right in the knee also. You were about to just straight kicked in the knee. Very gently, but like but you get spared. I have been upgraded to my name and I chose to not commit bodily harm.
So nice.
What
That's
a
very
wonderful family we all are. This is like Up if Up went like horribly wrong.
For sure.
The other grand irony is that that Mac doesn't actually know your name. That it's just his next lowest derogatory name to Greenhorn.
Is Poppy?
Just Poppy.
Wait, what does Matt call Vita? Does Matt call Vita Poppy?
No, he's scared of Vita. Vita terrifies Mac.
Haven't done anything wrong. It was just, like I gave you good, like things, drinks that help.
I think Vita's the most.
Yeah, but you've also mentioned
character.
exactly how much chloric acid you seem to be walking around with, and I'm just not okay with that. I'm going to check out the door before opening it up again, and pick up the crossbow and have it at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open the door, I'll go out first, but keep it open, then close it after everyone's started going ahead.
Okay. You guys all exit heading toward the front door, which is not super far away. It's generally like a very easy cross for you all. And as you are crossing toward the front door of your dwelling, there's some movement, and you don't even have to check for it now. There's some movement off in the field, and you look over and there are 2 constructs walking very determinedly and steadily toward your position. And that is where we're going to take our quick bio break. So if you all could go grab yourself something to eat and drink, probably not something that Vita would offer you, just for safety, and take a bio break, because as non-constructs, you all still need it. And we'll be back here in a couple minutes. Bye. Welcome back from the break. We talked about how when it's really hot outside and very humid, you can take pieces of the air and eat it. So I hope.
Delicious.
Science is also different here on Sarah's table. Tell us how your air tastes. So that seems normal. That seems like a normal thing.
Unwelcome to Night Vale, like that.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
Vita is also a character that I'm quite convinced came from Night Vale.
Oh,
She just wandered
for
over
sure.
through the dog park and ended up here.
I don't know what she's doing here, but it's going to be creepy, whatever it is.
Science.
Oh God.
So you have two constructs that are truthfully not super far away. They are trying to bring back this person, and they have weapons. So because you were expecting this, you are not surprised, which means that you get to go first.
Oh boy.
Which of you would like to go first? Oh, you know what? I'm going to say, because I am an agent of chaos, that Anson is going to go first. He's just going to take off running.
Oh,
My dude.
Not gonna lie, I was like totally gonna give him up. No. Look, he tried to rob us.
did try to rob. Well, we did patch him up. I feel like it's even.
It's
But
like,
the
oh man, I
reward
just
money.
shot out his knee. Should have left him injured. All right.
How is he gonna run on a like messed up knee? I
Vita-
guess he is fully better. He did
I
say he
mean,
felt
he's
fully
not
better.
moving as fast, but he's like as fast as like, top speed, but he's still doing pretty good. Also, adrenaline does a lot of things to your body. So
Try not to step on that one part there or twist your knee that way, because you could totally rip the muscles, and that's like permanent damage.
Also, I think there are bear traps in the cornfield.
who's
You
going
say
next?
think like we didn't put them there.
Right.
Oh, we did. I'm preparing for a fight. So I'm going to climb through Vita's window in the house and just say, you guys, just stay out of sight. Just, like very clumsily, sort of, you hear this clattering sound of the inside as Mac pulls himself over the sill and then just sort of smashes onto the ground. He's like, ah, God. And you hear these very, very southern words as he pulls himself up and makes his way over to the Mac truck, which is a very, very large container with like all these bumper stickers that have been gathered for like many, many years. Just like, my kid went to Ohio State, and
Of course.
Honk if you
like-
love Jesus.
yeah, honk if you like cheesecake. Like a whole
yummy.
bunch of these bumper stickers, and as he pries it open, inside you basically see this this power armor that once upon a time may have probably been this very, very beautiful piece of mechanical military gear from Florence, but now has been like retrofitted with a bunch of machine parts from various vehicles, construction equipment, and the like. But the one thing that always remains is the chest plate. That literally is the front of a Mack truck that has been
You are
made into
Optimus
these large-
Prime.
Yep, these large pectoral muscles
Please don't sue
strapped
us.
to him. As
Yeah.
as he starts to calibrate himself into the power armor.
Okay, this is going to be an athletics check. You are doing this under duress. You're trying to do it quickly. So
Right.
I need an 8 or above in steel. If you have athletics, you may use 2 cards. We are looking for diamonds.
Ooh, I do, and I will.
Perfect.
If I get... Okay, you know what? I'm going to use 2 cards here because I really want to do this well. Actually, no, I'm just going to use 1. I'm going to use my 8 of diamonds.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
I was going to try and push for like 3 successes, but I don't need to. I mean, what do I get anything extra if I go for a 3rd success?
Do you have enough to make another 8?
I do.
Yeah.
then I will throw in my 8 of heart as well.
Oh, no. That
No?
wouldn't be another success because, yeah, you can use 2. Guys, it just wouldn't count double. Yeah. Yes. I say yes.
Okay.
Kind,
there you go.
benevolent machinist. And I say yes.
Yay!
So you have 3 successes. The first one has to be toward the thing that you were already doing. So now you have 2 extra that you can use towards different things. Prolonging the effect over time, specific or precise effects for accuracy, extending the effect to a greater range or more targets, or eliminating a consequence. Because of what is happening here, I'm going to loosely interpret those things, and I'm going to give you a couple of extra options. Because you were so successful, I'm going to say that you have the opportunity for an extra action to come out, and if you would like to fire upon these constructs, you may. Or you can use it to aim, which would, I'm making things up now, but your next turn would allow you 1 automatic success. So you would get an extra success if you wanted to spend this time to aim. Or being able to do extra damage on your next attack.
I think what I would like to do with the 2 extra successes is I'm going to go over by the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what Poppy and Vita do, or if they get caught, what I want to do is I want to try to increase the scope of my next attack to hit both of these targets.
Both of them.
Yep. And I will also attempt to increase the damage that I deal to both of them as well.
So you're just like double aiming. You're like coming out and like pointing at both of them, basically Western style.
I'm kind of like back against the wall, like ready to do that in a moment.
Awesome. All right. Vita and Poppy, you have seen this stance before from Big Mac. You know what he's going to do. What would you like to do?
Oh boy.
Can I purposely fail at something?
Sure.
Just to kind of, because even the math in these cards, like, okay, so if you have to get an 8, even if you have 2 cards and it doesn't equal quite 8. It's like a 7.
Correct. Yeah. To succeed, you have to, it's multiples of 8 are the successes.
Dang it. Trying to think.
You also can push the limit. You have the opportunity to discard a card that you think is not a good card and play from the blind from the top of your deck.
All right. I'm going to try to do a manipulation. That's going to be a flesh.
Okay.
And I'm going to yell at the person who is running. What's his name? Anson. Okay, because I can't remember.
That's okay.
It goes in one. Anson, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna get rid of one of my 2s. So currently I have 7 of hearts, like a total.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try, let's see how this goes. But I will just yell out, be like, hey, if you're going that direction, don't forget to say, I don't know if the cannibals like disrupted flesh, flesh that is like a little wounded, to maybe manipulate him either to, I mean, if it fails, he runs faster.
You're trying to keep him close so that. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what I get.
Discarding a 2, trying to grab
a heart. Oh no, I did not get a heart.
What did you get?
I got a club of 9.
Okay.
9 club.
So here's the option though. That's still 1 success. It's just not, it's not double.
Okay.
Because it's a numeric success.
Okay, it's a numeric. I will take that.
Take that.
Slight numeric success.
He screeches to a stop, and you can see how conflicted he is. Like, but robots, and then cannibals. I don't. So he just stops where he is.
Okay. And then I'll just kind of like duck-ish somewhere.
Great.
It's got panels. Yeah.
Poppy?
Oh boy. Poppy's not made for this life, and yet here they are. I'm trying to mentally figure out what a taser really does. It says far
what you want.
damage because
Yeah.
it's an air taser, so I'm unsure if this means that it's like a drone situation or if it's like one of those ones that I don't know what I thought that was a normal taser, the tasers that have things that shoot out of them. But apparently not. Well, you know what? This is the easy fix. Let's see. Maybe not try to hurt anybody quite yet.
Quite
Oh
yet.
no, and okay, so an air taser is like the one that you shoot and the two little things come out of it. Okay. It's very cool.
They're
Google.
close enough to you that you could hit one with it if you wanted.
Okay, cool. Then yes, I will. Oh, I will try to do that. That's not something I'm proficient in, but here we are anyway. Well, it does say far hitting, like is like I'm better at this kind of combat than close range combat. So there's that.
Okay.
So yes, let's see. What skill would that be?
Well, I believe that would be steel because of combat, unless you can convince me that it could be gear. Do you have something
that would be gear?
Something that works in your gear section?
I have the I have the ability that I'm like nimble, but that is also in the diamond, so in the steel, because I think that goes closer to athletics and combat. So I don't think I have anything that.
But if you have nimble, if you wanted to rely on that, and you had spades, that equals extra successes.
Cool. Let me see. I have a 4 spade, and my nimble value is 5. This is where my personal math breaks down. I have dyscalculia. Can
you read to me?
I do have a king, actually. It's a club, but I do have a king.
Okay, so that would be it would turn into it would be a success, but you would get some kind of complication.
Yes. You know what? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
My king is also earlier. I said when we were off camera, I was like, my king says dead noise. What does that mean? Dead nose. It was dead nose. I just can't read.
Oh.
So dead nose, basically, to read from the very cool book. King of Clubs, dead nose. Neurological or physiological damage has deprived you of the sense of smell. This can cause you pain and distress, but also emotional pain or panic when you feel your inability to perceive a familiar smell. So I'm thinking as somebody who is very hands-on, who's probably been working with machinery my entire life, as long as I can remember, this like smell of like burning, sizzling electricity, just of like something powering on, like if you have a generator and you get close to it and the static tingles your nose and it has the smell of the air.
Yeah.
That's a familiar smell that I should smell as I use this like familiar like piece of machinery, this like air taser, but I don't. And I think in addition to it being disorientating and distressing, more than anything, I think it is physically painful because it's like a little bit like a very sharp sinus infection. I think what happened is probably this is a rough world. I probably got knocked on the head at some point, a bit heavier than one could fully recover from. And so as I like shoot, in the moments after shooting, I can't see anything because have to squint my eyes closed and try to blink through the like pain of some feedback coming in through my brain, but it's not processing correctly. And instead it's reading as discomfort and pain.
Okay. Then I'm going to give you a trauma in your steel.
Okie dokie.
You get 1 trauma to that. And how much damage does your...
Let's see. 2 damage plus stun.
Stun. Excellent. Okay. So you are still connected to this creature and in pain, this construct. And it is now the construct's turn. And so the other construct is going to shoot out like a almost like a little lasso line, and it's just going to wrap around Anson.
Oh, do I get a ready action to go off, like after the creatures try to take aim?
No, the consequences are gonna, or the thing that you were able to do are both going to go off on your next turn.
Right. Okay. Cool. Carry.
So one of them has wrapped Anson up, and is like slowly dragging him in towards them. The other one is stunned. So is not going to be acting this turn. Its turn is that it's like rebooting past that stun. And now we're back up. And so Big Mac, you have so many things to do now.
Okay. So having a closer read at what my abilities are, here's what I want to do.
Tell me.
So I want to basically open the door and launch my harpoon gun that's strapped to my back at the target. Now, normally the harpoon gun targets one target, but with one success that I made from the previous round, I want to target a second target.
So you want to like kebab them?
Yeah, basically. They
Got it.
like sort of thread the needle, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, secondly, it says here under the harpoon, the player can spend a permanent success to lock the target and pull them towards me instead of causing the trauma of 3 damage. So I want to try and do that to basically launch the harpoon gun and pull them into the house and off the road, basically.
This is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Let's bring the danger closer to us. All right.
Yeah, because I've got my power armor. I'm gonna treat these guys to a very, very southern welcome. Like I said, we're apparently having everyone over for breakfast, and I'm gonna start making pancakes.
All right. It is. This is definitely a combat situation.
Yep. Okay. So with combat, here we go. Okay. So, that is so I get to burn 2 cards if I would like to.
If you would like to, yes.
Which is masks. Okay. So I'm going to burn 2 cards, which I'm going to burn a 9 and a 6 for a total of 15.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is a mask. Sorry, a diamond.
So that would still only give you 2 successes because you haven't bumped up to 16.
Yeah. How many successes would I need if possible?
In order to do all this, well, you have one currently. No, you were going to do extra damage, but instead you're going to be pulling them in. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
So and you said it's a diamond.
I've got 1 diamond.
Okay, and that's a 9. Yes.
I've got a 6 of diamond and a 9 of clubs. Because wasn't it that if you were trained in it, you could play 2?
You can play 2, right? But the issue becomes that it has to be. I think it's only 1 success at this moment because you only have a 6 of the diamonds, and you would need at least an 8 to make that a double success, and then you need 15 in order to make, or 16 in order to make it more successes.
Okay, in which case I won't use the 9. I'll use a jack of clubs.
Okay.
And my 6 of diamonds to make a total of 17.
Okay. Also, yep. Okay, so that makes a 17. That makes it, and the jack is of clubs, yes?
The 6 is, so yes, the jack is of clubs, the 6 is of diamond.
Okay, so that is 2 successes plus you are pulling them in. What is your second success that you did just now going to be put towards? Extra damage?
I I think the way the harpoon works is that I do that instead of dealing damage, I pull them in.
But you have one more success because you had 3 total. Because you were right.
Yes. Yeah, that should be 3 total.
Because from 1 from previous.
Okay, let's go with. Could I use the persistence effect to potentially give them a trauma of like being prone, like basically as they get pulled in, they're on the ground as opposed to standing up?
Yes, I say yes. So so it was 3 trauma. And being
no, I think
no, you're not. So you're not inflicting any damage at all.
No, because it says that instead of dealing trauma, I pull them in.
All right, so they are prone, and they are being dragged to you, but Anson is still being dragged to them.
Well,
which technically means, is he being pulled to me as well?
In a roundabout sort of way, yes.
Get over here! And I throw them in. I say, "Morning, neighbor." And I'm gonna basically just stand over these two constructs, and
not quite to you yet. They will get to you next turn.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is the one that I'm attached to being dragged also?
It sure is, Poppy.
Everyone's coming in.
All right.
So you are also being
look at.
Yeah, you are also being dragged. It's the weirdest game of telephone. Vita and Poppy, you get to go.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Scream.
Great. That's a free action. You don't even have to do anything for that.
Screaming, yelling, cursing. It's the most emotion anybody's ever heard. It's not even emotion, but it's like the most volume most people will ever hear from Poppy is that Poppy is being dragged via construct, via other construct, via Anson, via you. And is not having a fun time.
No, not having a fun time.
Okay, so are they in by us? Like they're pulled by us, right?
Yeah.
So Vita is gonna giggle a bit. New toys. New toys, and they're captured. They're prone. So I'm gonna just take a single success and say that I'm gonna use. Okay, so I'm gonna use my 8 of. Well, actually, no. I will go ahead. No. I have no, because I have to probably take my time to do this neurological programming because they're constructs.
Okay. If you can find a way to have extra successes, I can.
Is there a way to support your teammates? I mean, I don't know realistically how much I can do screaming and being dragged on the ground, but I'm sure I can figure out something.
Yeah, I don't know that this is what is possible in the actual game, but I feel like it is in the spirit of things. You guys are teammates. If you guys decide together, if you can get between the two of you enough for 3 successes.
All right, let's look at
I'm going to say that you can do this reprogramming on your turn, Vita. So like, I think what we would all see is Vita like straddling this construct, like it's face down, you're on its back, like working on its brain. This is oh gosh, I think dexterity.
Okay. This is one of those moments where I would really love art from specifically this moment.
From this moment, I have a Vita on the construct, like
great. While we are all being dragged around at the same time.
So I have a 7 of clubs. For this dexterity thing. I'm gonna go ahead and take a chance. I'm gonna sacrifice one of my hearts to see if I can get a higher club.
Okay.
Or clover. Yes.
Yes.
And you can add a different thing to it. It just, I think
it'll equal more success if
success if you have a club. Also, Poppy, you can contribute if you have any clubs.
I have a 3 of clubs and a 7 of clubs. And then my highest card I have in general is a ace of hearts.
Are you trained in dexterity?
Let me see. Dexterity. No, I'm
Okay.
trained in readiness and perception, but not dexterity or reasoning.
Okay, so if you put your 7 in,
Mm-hmm.
Vita also has a 7 of clubs, correct?
Yes.
That's
I have a 7 of
14.
clubs.
So you are 2 away.
Nice.
All right. So
you're
let's roll the
one away-
dice. Let's
away
see.
from lots
Let's
of
see
extra
what we
successes.
get. Ah, dang it. It's not a club. It's a 9 of diamonds. 9 of diamonds. So that doesn't work.
Which automatically goes into play. So you have 2 successes between the 2 of you, and then that is an extra success. It just doesn't count as 2 successes because you have 14. So you have the correct amount of successes.
Yes.
I don't know how Poppy was
Teamwork.
helping you. I think just like yelling things about machines.
I was
Yeah.
yelling motivational things. I was pointing out little details I noticed on because like I'm very attached right now to the other construct, and I'm assuming
So
they came from
attached.
the same
Maybe it
place.
is actually the contracts that they're on that Poppy
Yeah.
is tangled
Maybe
with.
you're on the one
Maybe
that I'm tangled
they
with.
kind of like since they know mechanics, they can open the guts of the brain, and then I could just go in and go ha ha ha, pulling out
Get your
wires.
hands
Yeah,
in
I'm having a traumatic experience
It's
right now.
It's me. It's Vita is giggling, and in
That's the
this
experience.
that's the experience.
That's the
Just like
traumatic
seeing
experience.
these wires and blue Viker coming out as I
Oh,
just.
fine.
so it's really gross. It's real gross.
But it's so happy at the same time, which is
She's-
why it's like a very confusing experience because it's like
Yeah.
my friend is so happy. And if I focus on like the image from like here up, then I just see my friend's smiling face. And if I don't look anywhere next to her face where there's God knows what being thrown out that's not used anymore, that like if I just laser in on like exactly this frame, I can be happy also.
Anson clubs the other one. He got pulled close enough.
Nice. Good on him.
He grabbed something like a rock on the way as he was getting pulled in, and thunks the other one on the head. Is not stunned, but it's it takes a dinging. And now it's the construct's turn. So here's the question: what did you program this construct to do?
The $1 million question.
To set up a non-standard task. It has to be a non-standard task.
Sure. What is it?
Are they still tethered?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It could be to let them go.
Oh. Or
I
clean.
love that you
Well,
thought
that's a standard
practical.
text.
Because
Yeah.
in my head, I was like, do the Macarena.
Oh.
Because you said non-standard. I was like,
Yeah, it's a non-standard. I feel like letting
Very
go is a
non-standard.
standard
Well,
task.
and they're not the one that you reprogrammed because it's the one that's attached to Poppy is not the one that is attached to Anson.
So
I am technically attached to the thing more than it is attached to me. Because
That's-
instead of
that's fair.
detaching, I helped you.
I would have them just randomly singing polka.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, yodeling. That's the word.
Okay. Yodeling. So
There
that
now.
one's yodeling.
Yes.
And the other one is has now got Anson and has stood up and is trying to leave with Anson.
Oh no.
Isn't he still harpooned?
He is still harpooned,
Or he's
but he
trying
is
to walk?
attempting
Okay.
his programming is to get Anson and return to the city. So he is
All right.
he's trying to return. And now it's your turns, my dears.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna tell them. All right. Now, y'all want to get away from these creatures quick, smart, and in a hurry. Poppy, get out of that their creature's tether. You don't know where it's been.
Ugh. And I'm gonna click the taser to detach and like zip back and just make a mental note. I have to clean the end of that later. Or
Right.
maybe I'll just give it to Vita. Maybe there's something you can use there. Don't want to think about that too hard. But I have the taser, like the air taser, back in my, I don't know, makeshift holster, butt pocket, whatever is less safe.
Sure. in your waistband for sure. Just
Yeah.
Player wise, do we care about Anson? Are we trying to actively try and save this person?
Yeah, I Poppy kind of is.
you
Mostly
can
'cause,
all.
like,
Here's the
yeah.
thing: you can all make your own decisions on that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like you
I'm gonna-
decide
in which
what
case-
if you would be helping him, and if not, like
Okay.
the
I'm
construct
gonna
is
do
leaving.
I'm gonna do a maneuver known as the rabbit. You guys have seen Mac do this before. As you watch the pistons start to churn fuel from the shock absorbers in his legs for the power armor.
Oh man.
I'm about to jump 50 foot in the air with a harpoon tethered to both of these robots and then come very, very quickly crashing down to Earth. You have
One of
however
them is
long to
yodeling.
try and free Anson before that happens.
Okay. Vita, Poppy, how are we going to free Anson? Or are we not?
This looks so ridiculous. Like this is something that Poppy says in character. This is like looking at this scenario, probably sitting on the ground.
This is very weird. I am. It's just holding him by one arm, right?
Yeah, like sack of potatoes.
Oh, okay, no, it's pretty connect. Okay, how about I'm not trained in anything
Perfect.
that is combat related,
Love
but I
it.
do have an 8 of diamonds.
Okay.
And I am going to basically while this maneuver, I guess, is there an action to grab, pull Anson out?
I can see that being like either an athletics or a combat situation.
Yeah, but okay, so I did that. It's a 8 of diamonds and just like joint.
One success, which does it. So you now have here. The issue is that he is still on the tether to this. You have him, but the tether is still intact.
Oh
No.
But Poppy
oh,
still
no.
has a turn.
Oh no.
I just thought I had to grab him.
Oh. No. So Poppy just saw Vita grab Anson, but is now also going to be launched 50 feet in there.
Unless you can cut through that.
Poppy's never been so stressed out in their life. I'm stressed because I'm looking at my cards and I have like really low numbers left. And the one like ace of hearts, which I'm not entirely sure what that does. What
Counts
does
as
that
a
do?
1.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I do have I am trained in athletics.
Great. So you could use 2 cards.
So I could use 2 cards. Sure could if I had more than one useful one. I guess can the second one, can I try my luck with the blind draw if I sacrifice a card?
Absolutely. I love that.
Great. So basically what's going to happen narratively is Poppy is going to take a running jump to try to get you both out of this tether, like somehow break the tether so that we can all fall on the ground. This can
Before
either be
it
really
launches.
cinematic and great, or really cinematic and like we're gonna die in a really embarrassing way that I hope nobody witnesses. And all right, let's see. Like, so we have the ace. That's like one. That's one success. And let's see what it gives us. A king of diamonds. Oh no!
Diamonds.
Okay, I
That's
can take a trauma. It's almost over. It's fine.
okay.
All good.
So it is very cinematic. Very, very, very cinematic. You tackle them, and in doing so, like in your panic, you're able to like rip through this court. You don't know how you were able to do it, but you did it. Bare hands just tore it in half. The 3 of you go tumbling to the ground. But in the process, you like hit your head and you're a little concussed. So you take one more trauma in your steel.
Okay.
And now Mac, you're launching.
Yeah, so I'm going to use my, I think it's called Supercharged Movement. Yeah, Supercharged Movement. Take advantage of the enormous movement capabilities of the techno-powered armor. Each play in this skill consumes a charge of my armor pellets, and allows me, in which I can use to spend successes according to the normal rules.
Okay.
So power-assisted thrust. After building pressure in the armature's servos, the pistons explode in a jump which can reach 50 foot in height and 100 foot in length. Why not both? Let's do both.
Let's do both.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump into the field. You remember that rusty tractor that's in the middle? Like, I'm just gonna leap over to that and try to basically use the tether of the harpoon that they're both in, and use them like a flail and just smash them into the old and rusty tractor.
All right. I mean, this definitely feels like a combat check.
Could I petition it to be a gear one, maybe?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes! Haha. There's a good reason why. Because
I would hope that there's a good reason why.
Because I am trained in my supercharged movement, which means I get 2 cards, and that will mean I'm going to use a 9 of spades for my first card, and a joker for my second.
Ooh. So how many successes does that give you?
Spicy meatball.
It is a spicy meatball.
That's 2 successes from the suit and the value of the 9.
Correct.
And I don't know what a joker does.
Gosh, let me look it up, because I think this is going to be what ends up ending our situation here, because this feels pretty final.
I hope it's good. I mean, it might be really
it
bad.
is just always worth 1 success, regardless of the suit of the skill.
Okay, there you go.
It is literally a wild card.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so that's 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes, and it's very cinematic, because Poppy is, timing-wise, tackling your teammate off of this construct as you are launching. So it, like, you are going up into the air, and right before that harpoon like pulls taut to bring them with you, the 3 of them go crashing to the ground, and then you jump over, and they get speared on the end of this, and there's a little twitching, but they are effectively disabled. That was massive trauma to the constructs' bodies, which means that Vita, our good friend, will now have constructs if they want to, reprogram them with plenty of time. And the camera zooms in as you all are like catching your breath just for a moment. At the end, the camera zooms in on the constructs, and it's labeled property of the family Gory, which, as you all remember, is the name of the original scientist, because this person that you have just saved is a direct descendant, and their name is Anson Gory.
Should have asked for a last name.
And that's where we're wrapping this adventure. So you now have, I mean, this very dangerous person to have allied yourself with, to have on your little hideout. And I'm sure it won't come back to bite you at all in the future. Probably.
Maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll
But I want it to come back to bite us.
I know, and it will. I
No
promise
constructs.
it will. If we are able to meet again, I promise. So let's do our moments of gratitude. I was so excited to get to play this game and sort of fumble around in this world with you all. What stood out as fun things that your co-players did today?
Every single mannerism of Vita is like my favorite thing. That was so entertaining. It's like one of those characters where like I had to remind myself to be like, you are also acting right now. You have to also stay in character. And it's like, I got it, but it's hard.
But it's so good.
It's so good. Vita was so perfect. Jesus. It's terrifying.
I honestly love how dry Poppy's sense of humor is. Like how just like how done with every moment was just like one very, very vexing thing to the next. Right up until that final moment where that kind of facade kind of cracked and she went like, oh shit, just kind of ran in and was just in a panic trying to help in that last few moments.
My tractor.
I did break your tractor. I'm sorry. We'll find you another one.
One that doesn't have skewered
parts and everything either.
Yeah.
This is now Vita's tractor. You can keep it.
Constructs have an ultimate body. I mean, we could combo all of it, like two heads.
Basically, we ride around on this tractor with these two construct headlights.
Yes, sounds cool. But yeah, no, I really just like how like the straight lace is Big Mac and just like how much of a powerhouse you are with your like, you just have really had some really cool badass moments of just like, I got you in the knee and then like yanking these robots and doing a super slam into the ground.
I'm really interested. I really want to watch this as a show.
Yeah.
I would watch the adventure of the three of you.
Vibes.
100%.
It really is. We can pitch it to people like it's like Up, but worse. But so much scarier.
I feel like it's more an Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what it is. You're Mandy. And then Big Mac, of course, is Grim. And then
yes. Oh God.
It's so good.
Absolutely. The highest compliment also to be compared to Mandy.
Love it.
Who was the absolute light of my life growing up. Love that show. Have designed tattoos based off of that show.
Yay.
But yeah, that is, it's great. I think this was like one of those like special games where like it was cinematic. There are moments where it was like, I will remember this play moment because this came together so perfectly. And this is just like a really awesome like accident kind of curation of like great of like players that meshed well. And then like the character creation, I mean, we got to share it. It fits so perfectly. I'm actually really glad that we didn't go with the character decisions that we were initially going to do and that we made these up on the fly instead. I think that they fit perfectly. This was such a weird little ragtag group.
It was so weird. And I love being able to see how you played off of each other and like the several moments where Brandy, you were like, I am not built for this, but I'm gonna do it. Like I'm gonna figure out a way to do it. And I think those are sometimes some of the most interesting character moments when you just are like backed into a corner and you have to do something. And so you just do it. I think that's so great. And I had such a good time helming this ridiculousness for you all. Thank you so much for being at my table and for being so willing to yes and everything that happened around you.
Thank you for letting us do insane stuff.
Yes.
You yes-anded us as much as we yes-anded each other, which is great.
100%.
This is just a really great 4-part constellation.
Really loved it. I really want to do more of this particular story arc, and maybe we can in the future. But before we do that, let's just zip around and have everybody tell the folks watching at home where they can be found on the internet, as well as like please plug whatever you have coming up. So I'm gonna start with Brandy. Where can we find you, and what are you doing?
Hi everybody. Again, I am Brandy Rose. I'm on Twitter at the Brandy Rose. I am a voice actor, performer, game designer, media personality, cosplayer, and I do a million other things, including I am the head and main host of Patoot Podcast, which is my podcast network. We are currently 10 shows strong, with a few shows are like final few launching probably Q4 of this year. And we have our first affiliate podcasts that are the first branded podcasts that are only under my label, but I do not actually make. I just help produce a little bit. So it's really exciting for us to be branching out like that. We have our own little Twitter as well at Patoot Podcast, but you'll get all of the updates on mine. And you can catch me on Twitch at Cutest Patoot here, where I often teach people game design, I teach people graphic design, and I teach people everything behind my job as a producer. So I teach you how to write outlines, how to budget things, what is appropriate pay, how to negotiate, how to pitch people, how to not pitch people. Please never, ever commit the cardinal sin of dropping a link in someone's inbox and then saying you're welcome.
Ooh,
And nothing else.
No.
People have done that to me multiple times. Don't
The
do that.
audacity.
Do not be that guy.
You can check all of those out on Twitch. And if you want just more lighthearted, well, lighthearted is iffy entertainment, I also have a video game series on Twitch because I'm a variety streamer where you can catch me on the new and up and coming episodes of The Real Housewives of Stardew Valley, where I imbue an insanely inappropriate amount of drama and real life mechanics into what is a peaceful anti-anxiety game. You'll have anxiety by the end of it, but it'll be the fun kind. Like when your friends have drama and you're like, man, if I were going through that, I would be wrecked. But on the outside, it's really funny.
I love it.
So you
I
should
can't
make
wait
sure
to
to
check
check that
all of
out.
that out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. I'm really glad that I was able to step in.
Yeah, me too. What about our dear insane doctor, Banzai?
Hello. Yes, I am Banzai Baby. I'm found on Twitch, and also I am one of the hosts for Gen Con's Table Takes. You can find me there. I'm if you're into somebody who's generally loud and nonsensical madness, that is generally what I do. I just have fun playing out. I pop around in like various different RPG scenes, so it's best to just follow me on Banzai Baby on Twitter. I couldn't get Banzai Baby because the other person has not let go of the actual name. How dare they? Curses. They haven't even been acted in 8 years.
Ugh.
Curses.
I did accidentally follow a furry artist named Banzai who spelled it like yours because I was trying to follow you.
Oh no. Whoops.
But I found you now.
Hey, there we go. Now we have
You
each other.
did it.
But yeah, general nonsense, all that good stuff. And I could be found on all the interwebs. Just look for like this psychotic face on the profile picture, and that's generally me.
Awesome. What about you, Big Mac?
Yeah, g'day guys, my name's Michael, I'm the Dead Aussie Gamer. I am a lover of all things TTRPGs. You can find me on all social media as the Dead Aussie Gamer. The weird thing is I am everywhere. I feature on a number of different channels all the time. I do Twitch stream my own games here and there. They're mostly like kind of casual, very, very chill hangout TTRPG streams. But I do a bunch of massive, great events on a variety of different channels. So if you ever wanted to see some of those really, really big shows, you can find me over on the Dingo Doodles channel, the D&D official Twitch channel, and Quincy's Tavern, which are three of probably my biggest games that I'm currently in. Go check those out. Those are absolutely wonderful games that I've been a part of. And of course, that does not include, but will now include, of course, Sarah's Table, which is always an absolute blast to be a part of. And thank you for inviting me. It was amazing. It was amazing, as always.
So much fun. And this game came together so quickly at the last minute. I was able to get everybody in. I would like to thank just like everybody. Thank you all for being here and for being so pleasant and professional. And thank you for having the wildest ideas and being willing to commit to them. Thank you all at home for watching. I would like to thank my editor who has to take every week the pile of what I give him and turn it into a cohesive. I mean, he doesn't really edit for content, but like he makes it look really pretty, and that's nice. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Thank you to Gen Con for giving me a platform and allowing me to bring on indie games every week and spotlight creators that maybe aren't getting as many eyeballs as they definitely should be getting, because their games are amazing. And I think that this one in particular was such a fun playground and sandbox to stumble about in. And gosh, I keep wanting to just thank more people. I just feel like there should be more people I should thank, because I also am just really appreciative that my job is that I get to play games, and that's cool.
Right there with you.
You know, like 12-year-old me would be like so impressed that I have turned this into what I have turned it into. And I'm just excited. I'm going to be at Gen Con in short weeks. I'm running a couple of things there. I am doing an Actoroki stream for World of Chaldea on Thursday. I'm doing a live Sarah's Table with puppets on Sunday. I'm going to play, and I'm also joining other puppets for a stream on, I think, Friday night, maybe. I don't know what day. I'm gonna be there playing a bunch of things. Follow me on the socials to find out all of the information. I'm Sarah Moore. You can find me on Facebook at Actor Sarah Moore. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Ko-Fi and TikTok at Pixies and Pins. We are in the process of getting my website up so that it'll be even easier to find me, and that's pixiesandpins.com. And you can find me here every Friday night on twitch.tv/GenConTV at 5 p.m. Pacific on Sarah's Table. Next week, we are going to be playing the first of a 2-episode arc of Root. So come and check that out. And yeah, and like maybe this weekend, play a game. And if it's an indie game or if it's a game that you made, reach out to me on my socials and tell me all about it. And maybe it'll show up on a future episode of Sarah's Table. So thank you all again. And as always, keep making art and keep being art. We will see you next time. Mwah!